Okay, so trying to keep it as short as possible, we have an iPad and we have a Mac, and what we really want to do is be able to set it up in Cubase, and I'm using Cubase 11 here, by the way, but I'm sure it can be done in older versions, is to be able to play our MIDI keyboard. And have the sound from the iPad's synth coming through Cubase, and in Cubase being able to record the MIDI, changing it if we make a mistake, and then once finished turn it into audio. And that's what we're going to do here, and that's what I'm going to show you right now. I'm using Cubase 11 Elements here. I'm sure you can do this on any other version, and the next thing I'm going to show you is exactly what it does, and then I'll show you exactly how to set it up. Okay, so let's go ahead and record something here. Just any old thing will do. Excuse my keyboard skills. As I'm playing, you can see that the MIDI is being recorded in on the MIDI track. Now that's done, we can just replay that. And as you can see, when it's playing, the MIDI is then sending a signal to the audio track, and you can see the little level going up and down there, so you can see that's receiving what it needs to be receiving. And of course we can go into our track and we can alter anything we want. I'm not going to do too much here. This is just for demonstration purpose only. Might just shift a little bit here and change one of the keys. Purely for demonstration purposes really, and so don't want to waste too much time on the video messing about with that. And then all we need to do is go on this audio track and tap on record and just press record down at the bottom, and you can now see once it starts recording, it's actually recording the sound from the iPad with the MIDI and sending it to the audio track. So when you're happy with, the way that your chords have come out, or your tunes come out, your melody, then you know that you can record it into audio. And then of course when that's finished, if you don't want the other track, you can easily delete it and just leave the audio. So I'll show you how it's done. Okay, so first things first, before we start, we just need to make sure that we plug in our iPad into our Mac, so we'll go ahead and do that. Once we've connected our iPad, all we need to do is go to Audio MIDI Setup. This is important because we need to now tell the computer that the iPad is an input device. And here, mine's already enabled, but you should see iPad come up here in MIDI devices on the left hand side, and you just tap on Enable, and that will enable your iPad to be an input device. I've actually made a template of my own up for all the inputs and output devices that I've got coming into my machine, and I've set it all up in Cubase. If you're a beginner and you don't know how to do that, I have done another video that I'll leave a link for below so that you can take a look, and it seems to have helped other people, so hopefully it will help you in understanding inputs and outputs. If not, I'm sure there's plenty of other people on YouTube that shows you this that are better than me. I'm not a professional, but I do explain it the best I can, so I hope that'll help. Once that's all set up, your inputs and outputs, this will work perfectly well. So that's grand. All we need to do now is open up Cubase. This will take a few minutes, so I will probably snap an edit in here. Okay, here we are in Cubase, and it's a very simple process really. All we need to do is first of all add a track. We then want to pick audio track, and then we need to make sure that the audio input is the iPad. I named mine the iPad in the inputs and outputs in Cubase Elements. Like I said before, if you want to know how to do that, then I explain it all in the other video that I'll leave a link to. But if you already know, that's great, and you may have called it something else, but it doesn't matter as long as you're picking the input, which is your iPad. I can name it iPad as well, which I will do. And we add the track, and here now we can just tap on monitor, make it go yellow, and we now should be able to play a few notes on the iPad and it should come through. And there it is. So that's working, that's great. We're getting a signal from the iPad, the sound. Now we just need to do one more step, which is to add another track. This time we make it a MIDI and we click in the name. I'll call mine keyboard. You can call it whatever you like. It doesn't really matter. I just call it keyboard because it means every time I play on my keyboard it sends the MIDI data to my laptop or my Mac and through Cubase Elements. So I'll add the track, and before this works, first things first, we need to come over to the inspector. If it's not shown, you just need to make sure the inspector's showing so that you can see what you're doing. Here it says all MIDI inputs. That's grand. If you've only got one keyboard plugged in, that would be absolutely brilliant. If you've got more than one and you want to choose which keyboard you use, and obviously you just choose the keyboard that you want that's listed in the list below. I'll just leave it on all MIDI inputs, which is fine if you've only got one. And then just underneath, you need to make sure that that is iPad also. So it's the input device again, which is great. Once that's done, you can then click on monitor on that track too and leave that track selected, and you should now be able to play your MIDI keyboard and get some kind of sounds. And there we go. So we now are getting sounds coming through. And if we now click on record, we should be able to record our MIDI data. And there we go. So that's all working super and fine. Like I say, once you've done that, you can then just take it back, click on record, and record your MIDI data ready to turn into audio. And once that's done and you're happy with your result, you can always get rid of this track completely. It's entirely up to you. Once that's gone, it doesn't need it anymore because it's been turned into audio and will play. Must unmonitor if you want to hear it though. That is a good point. But there it is. There's the audio. All right. So that's it. I hope that this video helps anybody who wanted to know how to use an iPad with Cubase Elements 11. Hopefully, if not, there's other people out there that might do a better job than me. I'm not a professional. But anyway, I hope it helps you. I really do. Thanks for watching and take care. Bye.